Yeah, I'm talking about human justice. More human justice to understand each other. Yeah, I'm Andrei Molodkin. I'm an artist. I was born in Russia in a small town, Bui. Now my studio stay in Paris, and I work in between. I work in between Russia and Paris. Actually, I settled in Paris. Yeah, I think justice, it's interesting words because, for instance, when I stay in the communist country, it was one meaning of justice. For instance, it was not allowed to be interested of kind of capitalistical ideas or something like that, or it was not to be allowed to be religious. But when communist country was broken, everything was changing in 1 second, and we see how justice can be empty words and can be filled completely by another substance inside it. It means that justice is kind of just empty bidons or empty reservoir, which kind of you can fill by anything what you want. I don't think that you can move or change, but I think it's just empty words which kind of you can fill by any meaning. Yeah, for me it's something empty and you can fill it by anything. You can feel any meaning inside the justice, the same like you can feel any meaning inside the democracy. It means that my conceptions are like a formal idea, that it's just empty forms. When you repeat many times justice, it will be the same like Obama, he shot Bin Laden and he tells it's a justice. And for me it's more like this, it's every people can use justice as an empty canister to fill by anything. No, I live in the most exciting neighborhood because it's like a record that we have 140 nationality which kind of live together in Saint-Denis area. We live in Arab people, Jewish, Chinese, and everyone live together. In one small part of ground, 140 nationality living together. Yeah, from different culture, different country, and everyone living. It looks like Saint-Denis, you know this area in Paris.
I see.
Before they sell drugs, before it was a dirty area, but now like they start to clean it up. But anyway, it looks like it's every people living in the same place, and every people kind of peaceful and nobody fighting between each other. Look like we have a mosque nearly, we have some church Chinese, or we have all multicultural things, and no one made a war. I think that no one have oil there, crude oil. Yeah, I'm talking about human justice. More human justice to understand each other. Yeah, because it's the same conception that by this kind of form of formal ideas of the emptiness of meaning, we can explain anything. It's the same look like for justice. We take a democracy, and we understand that democracy is just an instrument to take another country oil, or another country money, or occupy another country. It's the same like a justice, it's just to take a gun and to kill someone. And you pronounce what's justice. It means that all these kind of words with many times repetitions, the same like a liberty, it's completely lost any meaning. And in these kind of exhibitions, I try to show these conceptions or these formal ideas that every word around us is just empty barrels or empty something, emptiness in it. What we can feel by the economic in it, and everything is kind of like an instrument to profit capitalistical system. We used kind of democracy just to profit. I remember that when Bush and Putin they meet in St. Petersburg for the economical summit, that Bush he tell it's great country, everything's good, but it's only no democracy here. And Putin tells, sorry, but we don't want democracy the same like in Iraq now. Yeah, we can tell that democracy is utopical ideas, and what is the best. Actually, for artists, it's difficult to imagine about really utopical ideas. We just kind of try to be a mirror of the reality. But anyway, what it means democracy, I explained that we live in 140 nations in one size, or in one small ground, and nobody have a war between each other because nobody want to take something from another one. Yeah, actually, revolutions, it's we have to make it every day for ourselves, for our brain, for our body. It's like.
Can you give me one example?
Our own experience. Revolutions, it's when you change your mind and you try to do, you change something in the life. You change something in the day, today, daily. You decide to do it. It's difficult, but you change it. Yeah, I think it's important because I never stay for some situations. I every time try to change. Look like I did this show, and I think in the next time I will change many things, and I will develop, and I will will not stuck in one ideas. I just want to go more and more far for changing something, and it gives me not to be quiet, and I can't to look like I fight for my self-revolutions. I try to fight for my self-revolutions, only for my personal. We can have a radical change. You can have a small change, which kind of will bring a radical change in 1 year or in half months or in few days or like this. For instance, the last show, what I did in London, it was a real big change. I did a very huge minimal sculpture, which kind of like 5 tons of steel and oil, and it's completely different. Changing, you have to change yourself. First of all, revolutions, you have to start from yourself. No, just in the way, because I don't think that all information about war is right. To know about war, you have to go in the war and to see it yourself. Yeah, of course, I'm sure about it, and I know that media manipulation is very big different from real things. It's the same like until you never was in this country, you never understand how it functions, that's what it was there. If you will just have your opinions from the media, even from every media, you will never have a real understand what is really happened. I think to understand really, you have to go in the place, to stay there, to see and really understand, or maybe participate in the war. Yeah, I think that media is we just try to capture and try to show not opinions, but the real things. But it's very difficult to tell what is real and what is not real. I still thinking that we need to have many alternatives in business. I think that ideas of the WikiLeaks, it's show for us how media can be. Yeah, it's every time good ideas to be very negative and critical for everything around. Look like we have to rethink for everything. It's not just we have to rethink for media, but we have to rethink for everything around. And to be negative for everything, it's the best positions, I think, for everyone. Yeah, I think that, but contemporary art, it's about the moment, about to find truth in this moment, today, now. Maybe you will be wrong, but you try to find it. You try to find reality. Yeah, because we have a big kind of history and experience from history of art. Many artists, they used words for explain or to they appropriate some text or kind of like this. Many people working with the text, but in this kind of variations, what you see here, it's like I tried to deconstruct the original text to fill it by crude oil. That's why I look like some banality things like justice, democracy, or revolutions can be filled by oil and have a new life in it. Kind of like a completely surprising life. It's like a liquid. I made a liquid words. And I think that in these exhibitions, for me, it was very important to mix kind of figurative realism pictures with the words that we can read, like a victory of democracy, or yes, we can, or kind of to mix this image with the words that image, it brings something already. You see that this image of victory, and you read it's victory, and then after you see democracy, and you you put it together, like in the rap concert, Victory Democracy. Yes, kind of like more creative way for people to combine the words and image in the one space.